Hi there guys, welcome to Box Spread. In this video I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on a big fight that's happening in the US tonight. It sees Antonio DeMarco going up against Adrian Broner. And DeMarco is the champion going into this fight. This is for his WBC lightweight title. This fight has been an interesting one to look at and formulate an opinion about. And it's the type of fight that involves in your mind as you go along, you know. Let's take a look first at the champion, Antonio DeMarco. He's a southpaw. Broner is orthodox. DeMarco has 3 inches in height advantage in this fight. That's quite a good height advantage to have. But the reach is the same. I think they're both around 71 inch in reach. So DeMarco could, look to use that height advantage as best he can in this fight. I'm not sure how much it means, to be honest with you. I really don't think it means that much in this particular fight. Positives for DeMarco: he's more seasoned at this weight, at lightweight. Been fighting there for a while now. I'm not sure if he's been fighting there all of his career. I didn't look that far back, but he's been fighting for a good few years there at least. And he's good on his feet. He's just the type of fighter I like to watch. DeMarco, I think he's very good on his feet. He's very graceful, and I think he moves very well. He's just a good mover in general. He has a decent jab, and I think he's going to have to use it in this fight to keep up volume. It's key. And his best punch is his straight left hand. We saw in his last fight against Johnny Gonzalez, didn't last long. He caught Gonzalez with a straight left. But looking over, having seen other fights of his straight left hand is his power punch. And that's another thing to move on to now, is his power. He's powerful. He's got around 67% KO ratio, but as of late he's really been turning it on, and he's on a real roll. Moves on to my next point. He's confident, he's on a high, he's on good form, he's been fighting some good opponents and disposing of them. He's really been performing really well. As well, he's relatively quick with his hand speed. He's not the quickest guy in the world, but he's quick enough to do you some damage, to cause you problems if you're not on your game and you're not sharp to it. Just to mention with that left hand, I know he throws it very well straight, and I was thinking with Broner's stance, and he does switch it up, which I'm going to mention, will that left hand really be a big dangerous punch in this fight? Will he be able to land that punch? I'm not sure. I'm going to leave this one open to you. I'm just going to explain something. Adrian Broner does have 2 different stances in a fight. He's very side on with his feet all the time. But sometimes he will, or when he's in a more aggressive mode, when he's sort of on the front foot, he will twist his body forwards. So my feet, you can't see them, but they're to the side. He'll twist his body forwards and take a sort of square stance, quite square with the upper torso, with the torso, and he'll have his gloves up like this. So he'd be, quite a conventional guard, and that's when I think DeMarco needs to make the most of that straight left hand. That's when Broner is going to be at his most open. If you can get a left punch through that guard somehow, then you may cause Broner some problems. He might even get land a clean punch on Broner and hurt him. I think that left hand's key if Broner's in that stance. We also know that Broner uses the Philly shell defence, so at other times he's sort of using his shoulder to protect himself. Here, I don't think the left hand is that much more as dangerous. I'm taking a stance here. I'm actually in a southpaw stance myself, but to you on camera, it's going to look like Broner's going to look to DeMarco in orthodox. So Broner is like this. If you're coming to me with a left punch, your left side is going to be coming from sort of that angle. Can he get a hook maybe coming round? That might be good. A hook that's coming round. But he doesn't really throw it as strong as a hook. It's more of a straight left. So that's probably going to catch the shoulder. It's going to take it out of it. And I'm not sure if it's going to be that effective when Broner's taking that Philly shell defence, and with his reflexes and with his bending. I'm not sure DeMarco's going to be able to land that left cleanly. I think it may frustrate him. So I have question marks over that. He may need, and to throw it as a hook is going to take him longer because it's his power hand, not his jab hand. He's not going to be able to arm punch it. If he's going to throw it as a hook, it has to come round from the body. it's going to leave him maybe open to counters if he's not quick with it. So I think that's key. He's got a very good straight left hand for power, but he's going to have to use it when Broner's in his first mode of defence, his first mode of stance that I just showed you, rather than the Philly shell. Moving on to some negatives here for DeMarco. See, here's the thing. All those positives are okay, but he's a headhunter. He neglects the body for my liking, Antonio DeMarco. I just can't put it any more clearer than he is a headhunter. He's also a one-punch thrower. He doesn't throw the best combinations in the world. A lot of the time, DeMarco is limited to one punch, and then it's one punch and done for him. You know, both of those things are not good when you're fighting a guy like Broner, who is hard to hit anyway, and he has that form of defence. You need to be able to vary your punches, make Broner think about defence, make him do a bit more work, keep him on the back foot. You need to, and you do that by not just going for the head, but going for the body as well, variation of punches, and also you do it by throwing combinations, good solid combinations, which DeMarco, unfortunately for me, doesn't do enough of. So he's predominantly head punching, he's predominantly a one-punch artist. He's not varying with punches, he's not throwing good combinations. Two things that are key, I think, if you're going to cause Broner some problems. So that may lead you to think, well, what chance does DeMarco have? Well, maybe what I'm saying is he has a puncher's chance. Maybe he has that one left hand whilst Broner's in that stance, and he will have to try and land it. Maybe that's what I'm saying. He's open, this is key, defensively now. Okay, we've covered his offensive aspects. Defensively, he's open to a left hook for me. Broner's, one of his best punches is a very sharp, powerful left hook. And he's orthodox, so his left hook is his jab hand, is his lead hand. Comes around very quickly, is powerful. I think DeMarco should watch out for that punch in this fight. I think it could hurt him. He's open to counters, in my opinion. So, with Broner, who is a good counter puncher, that's another factor to think about in this fight. I think Broner is very sharp. You know, Broner is quicker than DeMarco. He's got quicker hand speed. He can counter punch. And a particular punch that I'm looking at here is the uppercut from Broner. So it's a very good uppercut, very quick, and that could hurt DeMarco. Okay. Also, DeMarco's not particularly accurate at the best of times. So if you're not the most accurate puncher and you're going up against a guy who's so hard to hit anyway, then that doesn't bode well for you in this fight. I don't want to sound too down on Antonio DeMarco. I think he's a really good boxer. But as I'm going to go on to explain now, I think Broner is already world class, and I think he's one really we need to be looking at, who's going to be, even if he was to lose a fight, he's going to be at the top of the game for a while now. I really do think that about Broner. Now, moving on to Broner, I know people don't like his, much like Floyd Mayweather, they don't like his arrogance, the way he fools around sometimes, and his general attitude. But I don't look at that. I'm not here to talk to you about the guy's personality. I'm here to talk to you about what he does in the ring. So, I'm not here to misguide. I'm here to tell the truth. And Broner is very talented. A lot of people think he's just copying Floyd Mayweather. And he is, if you want to take it at basic value. But what people need to understand about Broner is he's not just masquerading as a Floyd Mayweather. He's not just masquerading in that style. I can go in the ring tomorrow or tonight and I can pretend to be Floyd Mayweather. Chances are I don't have the natural ability, I don't have the natural attributes, and I'm going to get floored. It's not going to work. Adrian Broner does have the natural ability. He has the speed, the reflexes, he's extremely sharp. He has very good technique in what he does. And you can tell by the way that he fights that he is fit for that style. So although he looks very much like Floyd Mayweather, particularly when he's doing the Philly shell defence, he's a natural at it. He gives me the kind of feeling that even if Floyd Mayweather had never existed, Adrian Broner could have come along and been the Floyd Mayweather. You know, he could have come along and been the guy who is unbeaten, the guy who's so difficult to hit. the guy who's come with this awkward defensive style people can't figure out. You know, I'm not a fan of his personality, but I am a fan of him as a boxer. I really have to say the truth here. I feel he's really talented, and I think it's going to be very difficult for someone to beat him. The last fight out, Vicente Escobedo, we know there was the whole controversy over the weight issue. So that's why I put this in question marks, you know, in inverted commas, moving up in weight. Because really he's not, because he was at 133 in his last fight against Escobedo. I don't think his power is going to be affected by moving up. He's just going to be the same power because he's been fighting at this weight. He is going to be fit into this weight quite well. So power's not going to be an issue. You know, Broner's got an 83% KO ratio. He's extremely powerful, but it's also to do with his counter punching and the type of front punches he's throwing. But he punches hard. He's sharp, he's quick, counter puncher. His left hook and his uppercut are the two keys which I've mentioned to victory here. I think he's going to catch DeMarco with them, particularly that left hook, because it's so quick. I don't think DeMarco won't see it coming. You know how Nonito Donaire caught Fernando Montiel? That's the type of punch I'm looking at here. The one negative in this fight, I could say, possibly be volume. I think that DeMarco could have a more consistent jab than Broner, perhaps. Because Broner's not the type of guy that's going to jab you all day. He's the type of guy that uses the jab when he needs to set up his other punches. You know, Broner throws decent two-punch combinations. Maybe he can strive for a bit more. You know, I think that DeMarco really has power in the left hand, and that's his option in this fight. Whereas Broner has he's both-handed, and I think he's quicker than DeMarco. He's sharper than DeMarco. I think he's going to be able to lure DeMarco on, and I think he's going to counter-punch DeMarco. I think I'm going for Broner by late stoppage in this fight. I think he gets a knockout. I actually think that it happens in around round 10, because I think DeMarco will keep it competitive early on. Maybe, you know, because Broner tends to start off with that guard. But I think as the fight goes on, even if he puts pressure on Broner, Broner's going to frustrate him, make it difficult for him to hit. And DeMarco's going to be going for the head, and he's just not going to... Unless he lands that one left hook, I don't think he's going to be able to land on Broner's up top. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think he needs to work into the body. Whether he's addressed those issues, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave this video there. I think Broner gets a late stoppage in this fight. I actually think, the more I think about this fight, the more one-sided it becomes. Not because DeMarco's so bad, but because I actually think Broner is that good. I really do. I don't want to be jumping on the bandwagon or sound like, you know, a big, massive fan. I just call it how I see it, and I think as a boxer, he's very good, and he's going to be very difficult to beat. And for a guy like Antonio DeMarco, whose game is not as... doesn't have the variety needed, basically, to win a fight like this. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you guys think. If you think DeMarco wins, how do you think he's going to win, and why? So, thanks for watching as always. This is Boxpred, and I'm out.